In this video, you're going to understand what is autophagy and why it's so important for your health. What's up guys, Dr. Borja Bandera here. Welcome to another video. Before we start, don't forget hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Today we talk about autophagy. What is autophagy? Why is everyone talking about autophagy? You are going to understand right now. Autophagy itself means literally from the Greek autophagein, that is to eat oneself. Yes. It can sound a little bit creepy at first, but that is what it means, to eat oneself. Autophagy is the repair mechanisms of the cell. You buy a new state-of-the-art car, the car is perfectly new, all the pieces works perfectly, you use it, you are happy with your car, but over the years, the cars start deteriorating. The battery don't work anymore, you have to change some wheels, some parts of the engine don't work anymore as well, so you have to go to the garage, to the repair shop and replace some parts of your car. You have to do basically a maintenance of that car, because if not, your car is gonna break down when you want it the least. Autophagy is the same process that happens in every cell of our body. Every cell accumulates some proteins, some elements that over time becomes cellular waste, okay? It's like garbage of the cell. The cells, like us, produce garbage. Garbage accumulates not in our homes but inside cellular cytoplasm, and we have to do something with that garbage, because if not, the car, in this instance the cell, will stop working, functioning properly someday. Okay, and how it works, autophagy. Okay, that is a cell. We have the nucleus, this is the cytoplasm, we have some mitochondria, we have some endoplasmatic reticulum, and we have some lysosomes. Okay, that is a very important part for today's video, lysosomes. When we have some proteins that are old proteins here, okay, now we have to cleanse some parts of the cell, some organelles called autophagosomes eat those proteins, those old proteins, and then binds with lysosomes. Here we have autophagosomes, here we have lysosomes. Lysosomes are little organelles full of enzymes, like hydrolysis, that digest, literally dissolves what's inside the autophagosome. So that is the mechanism the cells, our cells, have to digest, to dissolve, to cleanse our cells from all proteins. Okay, that process, that cleansing, repair, maintenance process is happening every time in every cell of our body. When we have, and of course there is a balance. There are times when autophagy is high and there are other times when autophagy is low, but it's happening always in every cell. And why we need autophagy? To be healthy. Okay, imagine what could happen with your car if you do any maintenance for years and years and years. Eventually it will break down, okay? It will break apart, its pieces will stop functioning, and you will probably have an accident. That is exactly what happens when autophagy is very low for years. Diseases starts happening. Our systems, our cells begin malfunctioning. Chronic disease appears and we have serious problems. We have to differentiate autophagy from another cellular process that is very, very important, but is a little bit different. That is apoptosis. Apoptosis is very, very related, closely related with autophagy, but it's a little bit different. Apoptosis is programmed cellular death. Okay, that probably sounds not very good, but it's exactly what it is. Our cells live to complete a task. They all have a function. Some our neurons assess what's happening in our environment and allows us to answer that demand. They take inputs and transform them in outputs. Our digestive system cells allows us to transform food into energy. The cells in our retina allows us to see. Our muscle cells allows us to move. So everything in our body has a mission, a purpose, a function. When any of those cells is so old that it can't work properly anymore, there is apoptosis, programmed cell death. And this cell dies to allow others to make its function. So as you can see, our bodies, our cells are not selfish. They work for the functioning of the whole organism. They are intelligent, they are not selfish, they work for the big picture, for the whole organism. What factors make autophagy goes up and what factors make autophagy go down? Okay, we have here some factors that diminish autophagy that mainly are insulin, the hormone insulin, and IGF-1, insulin growth factor 1. Both are hormones that are closely related with feeding, with food, and with carbohydrates especially, okay? Some amino acids like leucine strongly stimulates autophagy inhibition. That could be the reason why the longest lived persons in the world usually have a low protein diet. That could be a reason, okay? And glucose, as I said before, carbohydrate and completely glucose inhibit autophagy. Then we have some factors that stimulates autophagy. First is fasting, nutrient deprivation, amino acid restriction, energy restriction that happens with fasting, of course, stimulates autophagy. And there are other less frequent stimulus like cold or hypoxia that stimulates autophagy. In that respect, we have to mention exercise. People usually links autophagy to fasting, and that is a correct vinculation, but don't realize that exercise, concretely aerobic exercise and high intensity exercise, is one of the strongest autophagy triggers, okay? So exercise is very important to stimulate autophagy. What happens in our occidental environment? What happens is that we are eating like every 2 to 3 hours, okay? We don't stop eating, we are sedentary, we don't move, okay? We don't move, we don't have any calorie restriction, we live in a chronic perpetual overfeeding state, okay, and that is a state that diminishes autophagy to very low levels. So our cells start malfunctioning and diseases appear. Some diseases that are closely related with autophagy deficit are dementia, okay, mainly Alzheimer's disease, but not only Alzheimer's disease, as well Parkinson's disease and almost every chronic disease we are facing today, like obesity, metabolic syndrome, liver disease, chronic heart disease, autoimmune disease. Every one of them are in some extent linked to autophagy deficit. So what we have to do as practical tips to keep us healthy, what we have to do is maintain a balance. Too much autophagy and you will die, basically. Too less autophagy and we have chronic disease. Okay, we have to intersperse exercise with rest, feeding with fasting, okay? That is life. Life is about balance. We have to have some balance, and autophagy is as well about balance. And autophagy is as well all about balance. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget subscribing if you are new on the channel. Now you know what's autophagy and what is important. See you on the next video. Stay healthy and strong.